Hello, and thank you for listening to Oh Heck Nah, a Naked and Afraid podcast. I'm Malu Beyonce, and every week, me and my co-host Debbie V take a deep dive into one of Discovery's Naked and Afraid episodes. Hey, listen, we know we're just armchair survivalists judging, rating, praising, and criticizing and questioning the contestants on the show, but this is for entertainment purposes only. We know that these are real people and have real lives, but that's not what we're judging. We're judging the show and what Discovery has edited and put out there. So let's have some fun and get the party started.
Let me bring you a wish. Let me do it. Baby, I do it for you. Tonight, I'm lit, you lit. We lit. Look me in the eyes when I'm talking to you.
Hey everybody, we are finally back. It's me, Malu, and my co-host,
Debbie V.
And we are so happy to be back for another episode. Whoa, stop right here. I just had to let everybody know. After we talk about the show, me and Debbie have a special interview with Andrew Shayde. So make sure you listen to the whole episode and then tune in at the end for our special interview with the one and only cheer guy, Andrew Shayde. Oh heck no, we took a long break, Debbie.
Long. It was the holidays, though.
It was the holidays, and there wasn't an active season. But another season's coming up. Everybody's super excited about it. But I have some news I want to share with you first.
Okay, I'm ready.
Debbie, I actually met in person the Black Cowboy.
Oh.
And I totally fangirled out. I was like, it's the Black Cowboy.
Did you? No, you didn't.
Oh my God, I felt so stupid. Super nice, super tall, and super sexy.
Really?
Yes.
He does look tall.
I didn't know he was that tall. I was
tall.
like, geez, it's the Black Cowboy. I mean, I was shocked. And then he asked me a question. He's like, so have you, filled out your application and sent your audition in yet? And I was like, I don't want to be on the show.
Audition.
And I could see, like, his face drain. Like, he was, like, so disappointed. He was like, you don't want to be on the show? And I was like, no, I don't want to be on the show.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't want to die. I got to meet the Black Cowboy. Everybody should be super jealous. He's super nice. And I'm not just saying that because I want him to listen to the show. But I do want to say that he mentioned the cruise. And he asked if we were going on the Naked and Afraid cruise.
Oh, my gosh.
And that there's going to be a lot of people from the show there. And he's really got me turned on to that idea. So me and Debbie might be going on the cruise. It just depends. So let's get this show started so we maybe, we can get some more fans listening and we'll be able to go on the show, on the cruise.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this is Naked and Afraid, Season 12, Episode 10, Bite Me. And it has Andrew Shayde and Elizabeth Hensley. Now, we're looking at Andrew Shayde because he's going to be on the upcoming season of Naked and Afraid Season 15.
Yay.
So the show gets started off great, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a man laying on his tummy with his butt up with another man saying, oh, this is not going to be pleasant.
I was like, what is going on? Yeah.
Did you like that?
I did. I was like, you had me, hello. It had me right there.
Yes, I knew it was going to be good. I kind of don't like the openings because they kind of tease us and we already know what's going to happen on the show. But, I mean, it does get interesting. Okay. So we have our opening where they, introduce us to the contestants. And we meet Andrew. He's 38 and he says he's nervous. He talks about him being a cheerleader. And in that audition tape, they show him doing a cartwheel. That cartwheel was horrible. It was not a good cartwheel. Supposedly he's a cheerleader.
That was funny.
But it wasn't that good. And then do you really think being a cheerleader prepares you to be on Naked and Afraid?
Oh, I don't know. I would think not. I
started thinking about it. I've never met a male cheerleader. Have you? I don't know one personally, so maybe they're bad A's and I just don't know it.
No. It did have me at cheerleader, though. I'm like, oh, I'm watching this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like him, but he's very proud of being a cheerleader, too.
Yeah.
He's like, I was a first gay cheerleader. Okay, maybe he didn't say gay. He's like, I was a first boy cheerleader. And then when he meets Elizabeth, he's like, yeah, I was a cheerleader. I mean, like, he's very proud of being a cheerleader. So I'm going to call him Cheer Guy, most likely.
Cheer Guy. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's very proud of being, a cheerleader. He's very proud of being gay. And he's a comic book writer. So this is just not what you would think. Like, okay, cheerleader, comic book writer, gay. And he does mention how, gay people are looked down upon. They are not as tough. But this is not the guy. I think they put him on there to fail. I'm like, this guy can't have great survival skills. Is that what you thought?
Yeah, no, I didn't. When he talked a little bit more about his background, though, hard upbringing, made his skin a little tougher, I do think so. I think, that could happen. Make someone tough.
Well, I mean, they're showing him, starting fires and everything, and he says he loves honey. And he also says, this is very important, that he likes to set snare traps and deadfalls. Remember deadfalls from Sam and Gold Star and Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, so he says he knows how to do snare traps and he likes to set up deadfalls.
Right.
And he does not the stereotype that gay men are not tough enough. So I like him. So far in the intro, I like him. You like him?
I like him. And I think that is just a stereotype. Just like they say a woman can't do what a man can. You know what I mean? I don't think that's true at all. So we'll see.
Good for you.
We'll see.
Good for you. All right. Well, tell me about Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is a farm raised. I think it was up in northern New York, in the country.
I don't know. Oh yeah, New York. You're right. Mm-hmm.
I think it was New York. It sounds like she was raised by a very strong, independent, single mother. Which I have to say is that how I was raised. And man, she's a go-getter. What'd she say? She could smell animals.
Yeah, and catch a rabbit with her bare hands. Yeah. Come on, girl.
I'm like, you're pretty quick then, lady. Yeah.
I'm scared of her. I think she's a baddie. I mean, yeah. She's like, I can smell them. I can get them out, pluck birds out of trees. What? Who plucks birds out of trees?
Yeah, well, and you could totally tell she's like someone that, grew up outdoors, on a farm. I really see her like that. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that dating website for farmers only or something like that? She would be the poster child. I mean, if you like a farm girl, she's the girl to go to.
Yeah. She looked tough. I like her.
All right. So let's get started in the whole, actually get into the show. They meet each other. They hug. Of course, they're in their honeymoon phase where they love each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, he mentions that he's a cheerleader. So they start their trek and their feet are hurting. They're going to the boma, or they're going to find a place to set up their boma. And they get there and she starts building the fire and he starts setting up the boma. Now it says 20 minutes later, she was still trying to set the fire. Now listen, I don't know how to do a fire, but I know she was doing it wrong. The bird's nest little thing, it was way too thin.
Yeah.
And she literally said, I'm scared that I'm going to run out of strikes on the fire stick. Girl, it's day one. Those things have like 10,000 strikes. You're not going to run out of it. Put that crap on there and set the fire. I don't understand. Like, like I said, we know she's a baddie. Do you think people just get nervous out there and freak out?
Maybe. And I was like, that's a fire starter? I had no idea. Do you know how to start a fire?
With a lighter and some lint from the dryer machine. That's how I start off my fires. But what I'm saying is, I think she was freaking out. I think she was nervous, and I don't know why. And I don't understand why Andrew didn't say, "Hey, put some more stuff underneath there." I mean, to me, it was clear that, she just wasn't. It wasn't her. It was. I think she was just nervous.
Yeah, probably.
So we go to day 2. And tell me what happens on day 2, Debbie.
Oh, but wait. when he tells her he's gay, and she's like, I knew. Oh my gosh! And then he says, she was like, you're gayer than a toucan, and what did he say?
I'm gayer than a toucan in Africa.
Toucan in Africa. I never laughed so much in just like day 1 as I did in this episode. I laughed and laughed and laughed.
Because it was obvious he was gay.
Yeah, of course. But he was just like, I don't know if it's like the nervous side of him or if that was just his personality, but I found him hilarious.
I think it was his personality, but I really didn't find it that funny, a toucan. Maybe because I'm so literal, because I was like, okay, I'm not kidding. I really looked up toucan, and I was like, okay, where are toucans from and all that kind of stuff. It was just too much for me. Like, I mean, like, if he would have said a penguin in Africa, I would have gotten it a lot easier, but toucan, I was like, okay, it's a tropical bird. So maybe I'm just stupid, and I knew what he was saying.
Oh, my gosh. That's funny. Okay, so they start walking. They start day 2, and his feet are hurting even more. Oh, and it showed him walking on the rocks. Do you remember that? That is tough.
Oh, yeah.
That is tough here.
He literally said, my feet got a good exfoliation today. Yeah, Andrew, we knew you were gay. That's just another point. Sorry, go ahead, Debbie. I'm sorry.
That was hilarious. But it's hard to walk on rocks like that. I would think that his feet hurt so bad. She wasn't complaining, though, a lot. She wasn't complaining. And even though the shoes may have seemed like a little flimsy, I would not have been able to do that. Would you have? Mm-hmm. Make something like that you could, like, walk on? It even had, like, thongs.
I was going to say that the shoes were kind of flimsy. I didn't think the flip-flops were that great. When you compare them to other people's shoes that they've made out there, I thought they weren't that great. However, she made them so quickly, according to the show. She made them so quickly. I think they were good for how quick they made them, but I would have made them differently. So yes, I could have, but it probably would have taken me until day 21, but my shoes would have been fantastic.
All right. That's funny. Yeah, I think they hit it off right away, and they were having fun and just enjoying each other. It didn't seem like they were so much worried about anything. I've never even seen anybody, like, bathe each other or bathe, honestly. Have you?
Well, I have seen other people bathe before, but let me ask you a question. Why weren't they afraid to be in that water? I mean, Africa, crocodiles, are there not things in that water? Because they seemed way too comfortable. And they cut this part out, Debbie. I'm sure that a lot of people missed this, but on the thumbnail on the Discovery Channel, it shows, you know, Andrew with his hand up. So they show on the thumbnail, they show Andrew like this, and, you know, Elizabeth is like, you know, they show Andrew like this, and Elizabeth's like cleaning his underarm. I mean, so there's a lot that they cut out. They didn't show the whole shower, and I wish they would have.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just because I think it's cute that she's, you know, like picking underneath his arm.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
So I know how much you love and you find this funny because you thought it was funny when Joe did it. What did you think when they saw the smoke?
Oh, my gosh.
See, I knew she would find it funny.
I don't know, like in shock. I was like, what's burning over there? I had no idea myself either. And she was running too. She had no shoes on. She was running.
The ashes that Andrew spread.
I was like, holy cow. It was the ashes. And I thought that was a great, idea, by the way. I didn't know that. And she didn't get mad.
I know. Like, she didn't, Elizabeth was like, yeah, let's try not to do that. And I was like, let's try not to do that. She was so calm. And then and I'm not 100% sure about this, Debbie. I need your opinion. When she was like, well, how did the ashes get all the way over there anyway? Girl, you knew how the ashes got over there. Andrew tried to burn down your house, but that was her nice way of saying it. Or do you think she really didn't know?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. Anyways, they were running to the... When they were running to the fire, he goes, oh my God, our house!
Our house, I know!
I'm like, first of all, I didn't know what was on fire. I'm like, there was no house on fire.
Example number 2. Andrew, we know you gay.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Okay. He was so cute. So the house or the boma did not burn down, and she was super nice about it. Props to Elizabeth for not freaking out. She has a really good temperament. I really liked her. What about the baboon?
Oh,
that
yeah.
night on day 2?
Man, those nights would be rough. Oh, wait. Back to the water. And those aren't no little Florida alligators. Those crocodiles are humongous. I wouldn't even attempt to think about getting in the water. I was like, oh my gosh.
Me neither. I thought it was really, a lot of people complain. I'm glad you brought it back up. A lot of people say, naked and afraid is not real. They have armed guards with them. They have this and they have that. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what they have and what they don't have. But what I do know that if an animal attacks you, you don't have time to run. If there's a snake right there and a snake bites you, you're in a big trouble. So
Yeah.
it's real. Maybe there might be some things that they're sheltered from, but it doesn't matter. They're still putting their lives in danger.
Yeah, and so the baboon, oh, I was freaked out with the baboon, let alone the next day was a leopard. And you could see,
Yes.
that's a leopard. He's right there in front of the camera. I was like, holy cow, yep, I'm out. Come and tap. Where's the tapper? I would have been done.
Okay, but Debbie, I don't think that was a real leopard, that video.
Shut up. Are you serious?
That's like B-roll. Like, you'll know. Okay, the reason why you don't know is that when you see a real animal outside of somebody's boma, because it has happened, you can tell the difference between B-roll and real. So that was just B-roll. That wasn't really outside.
Oh my God. It looks so real to me. I'm like, where's this camera at? Because he's right there. Wake up.
I know,
He's right
right? Okay, so we get to day 3, and Andrew's doing like a commentary, and he's wearing some kind of bone necklace, and he's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go get food, and he goes to scout by himself. Mm-hmm. And he finds some worms.
Oh, yeah.
And they're up in the tree.
Pomoa.
Okay, here goes reason number 3. We know Andrew's gay. He takes a rock and he throws it at the tree. But when he throws it, he goes, ha! I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, my gosh. Yes, I see that.
All right, Andrew, I know that gay men can do whatever they want. They're survivalists. They're tough. They're rough. But let me tell you, your little grunt when you threw that rock was... I was kidding. It wasn't a grunt. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty darn funny. And that's one of the reasons why I love you.
They
ate the worms.
They came down.
I would eat the worms.
Yeah. Oh, you would? Ah, that would have been tough. Yeah.
I didn't like seeing them squeeze it out, but I'm a fisher person. And my favorite book growing up was How to Eat Fried Worms. So I would definitely eat those worms. And she's like, Elizabeth, she's eating them. She's like, they're not miserable. She has no problem eating the worms.
Oh, yeah, because they cooked them. They could have threw some mint in there, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. Mm-hmm. I forgot about the mint. She's on top of everything. She is a warrior, is she not?
Yeah.
Go through day 4 really, really fast. He says, oh, something hurts at the top of my butt. And he says he think it was something that bit him on his butt. It kind of reminds me of Forrest Gump. He thought a bug had bit him. Mm-hmm. Forrest Gump. Remember, he said, something bit me. And it was a bullet.
It's a bullet, yes. Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, Andrew says, I think something bit me. You think? Yeah, something definitely bit you. And I would have had somebody back there looking right then and there. The next day, he calls a medic because it's like something in my butt really hurts.
Well, and you know what? I rewinded to that part. He's on the ground, mm-hmm. and she's on palm leaves. Did you notice that?
He does have palm leaves at some point, yes.
Yeah, and I seen him at one point. And because I thought, why isn't she getting, tore up by ticks or whatever? Anyways, I had wondered that.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure she did have some tick bites, but, not in the crack of her butt, obviously. But do you know what else? Here's my number 1 reason why Elizabeth is a freaking warrior. Debbie, did you notice when the female medic, the first time, I keep grabbing my butt every time I talk about this, when the medic was like examining Andrew's butt and he's laying on his tummy, did you notice Elizabeth was right there eating something? She's like, yeah, that looks like a tick.
Yes, I did.
Move, girl.
Oh my gosh. Well, there was a clip. I rewind that part too. I was like, is that a chicken wing?
It looked like a chicken wing. I was like, what is she eating?
A chicken wing. And then she's eating from a clam.
No, when Andrew is getting his butt examined, she's right there and she's eating something. And I don't know what she's eating. It's day 5. They're not sure. I mean, this is my complaint. Not only, girl, you could have moved. Why are you eating right next to him while he's getting his butt examined? But also, here's another point to the Naked and Afraid editors. They don't show them eating much. Like, they show them the clams, they show the worms, but obviously they show them not eating anything else. And I'm wondering, where's that chicken bone from? Oh, the snake. They ate the snake.
Yeah, it does look like a...
But that was not a snake.
Yeah. She's a snake.
That was a chicken bone looking kind of thing.
It looked like she... Yeah, it looked like she was gnawing on a chicken bone. And he's yelling in pain at that point? Or...
No, she wasn't. I don't think he was yelling in pain. You know, she's examining, and he's like, yeah. And he's like kind of entertained by it. I think he's trying to be strong. He's like laying down like, oh, I have a tick in my butt. Oh, I have multiple ticks in my butt. Why is he like that? I don't know. I like it, but...
she's all...
Yeah, she's right there.
She's like,
Yeah, that's a tick, all right.
Right.
So I'll let you go ahead and tell me what happens on day 6, because Elizabeth is, again, a bad egg.
So it's day 6, and she goes out looking for food, and she starts walking through this mud, and I wouldn't have known that either, that clams are hidden in mud. But she starts walking, and she starts walking in rocks, or maybe it was the clams, I don't know. And I'm like, what is she pulling out of there?
You know why, Debbie?
She's pulling out clams.
You know why? Because they research where they're going. I don't want to I love the show, but we have to realize they know where they're going. And I don't know if they give them classes, if they research on their own. I think it's a combination of two. But they give them lessons on things that, what you can eat, what you can't kill, things that are protected, the things that are poisonous. They do give them a lesson, and I'm sure they do a lot of research themselves. But she still was a bad egg for fighting those clams. It's like she almost went right. They show her almost going right to him.
I know. I was like, he brought home worms, and she come home with clams.
Exactly.
I was impressed.
Andrew, you get to show up, and that's another thing I was going to talk about. So she brings home the clams, and Andrew has only brought home the worms, and we don't see him doing any deadfalls or traps or anything. Remember, he's a master at them, but they haven't shown him doing it. They haven't shown him setting them up. Maybe that bone was from something that they caught, but the editors edited it out. I don't know, but I wanted to bring it up.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Maybe they did.
That bone had to come from somewhere. Mm-hmm. So maybe Andrew's more bad A than what he is shown to be, and that's why I'm glad he's coming back. Mm-hmm. Because on this show, there's a lot of mishaps there where they only show him pretty much about his butt.
Yeah.
And eting the clams. Talk about the clams. He had never eaten seafood before, Debbie.
Oh, yeah.
A little dramatic, right?
I was like, what? Yeah, they're chewing the clams. I was like, oh no.
He was the epitome of dramatic. He's like, don't talk. Let me just do this on my own. Don't talk.
Don't talk to me. Yeah. If you never ate them before either, it would be rough.
Dude, but why didn't he just swallow them?
Well, that's what I was like.
You don't have to chew clams.
Yeah, I'm like, they must have not known. You can just swig them back.
Gotta start thinking. He was all crying. He's like, how did I get here in my life?
Why is this my life?
You know why you're here.
Yeah.
You wanted to be here. Did I tell you that he's been on Amazing Race with his dad years and years ago?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was on the Amazing Race with his dad. So I think he has a flair for wanting to be on TV, which is nothing wrong with that. Some people are cut out for it. I think he's cut out for it. I think it's kind of sad, though, when people want to be on TV, but they're not cut out for it.
Yeah.
But he's definitely cut out for it.
For sure. Got the look.
All right, so what happens on day 7?
Day 7, I think it was hitting them pretty hard. Day 7, I think it was hitting both of them, and actually they looked pretty rough too. I don't know what they were doing, but Andrew's like all dirty. His face is like full of dirt. I'm like, what? Did we miss something here? But she's laying down. I don't know if it was a dream she had or about this with her mom.
It was weird.
Yeah, right? I'm like,
It was weird. Her mom is still alive.
Oh, okay. I'm like, was she dreaming, or she just hear like her mom in her head, having a talk with her? And then she said about the bag, grabbed the sand, and I'm like, So I didn't know if she was talking about a dream. I was a little confused there.
I think it's like praying.
Okay, yeah, just talking out loud.
Or talking to your mom who's passed away. Like, I talk to my mom all the time. Because my mom's passed away. But since her mom was alive, and probably the editing and everything, the way they did it, it made her look a little strange or weird.
Yeah.
But, she was just having a talk with her mom, and she's crying, and Andrew's being so supportive.
Yes.
Both of these people are really good partners.
Yeah. They comfort each other, they help each other. I've seen some episodes where they're bickering and not helping each other and complaining, like, not once. Mm-hmm. Not once did I see that.
That was on day number 7, and they whoosh all the way down to day 12. They skip all those days. We don't know what happened between 7 and 12. But they show her laying down there, and when she jumps up
oh, man,
and gets that snake, I'm like, what the heck is this girl on? She is a badass.
I was like, she must have smelled the snake.
Maybe she did smell the snake.
I'm sure she probably heard it, but I'm like, man, that was quick. She was quick.
They did not show this, but who do you think actually skinned the snake? Because she was like, do you know how to skin a snake? And she's not being rude or anything, but he's like, yeah, I know how to skin a snake. And she's like, all right, you want to do it? And he's like, yeah. But I don't believe he wanted to skin that snake. I'm not sure he knew how to skin it. Maybe we'll ask him, because he's super friendly. He's a friend of the show. But I would like to make a bet that he did not skin that snake alone.
Who skinned the snake?
Who skinned it?
Who's the
they did not show it.
Snake truss, or what do you call it? Snake truss. No, is that how you?
That's good enough for me. It works for either one of them, Elizabeth or Andrew. Okay, so let's get to the meat of the show. Before we move on, did you notice that when he bent over to kind of assist with the snake, that he has a tattoo? I think they call them tramp stamps. I don't know.
Okay.
Did you see it?
I wondered. Yeah, I was like, what is that?
What is it? Well, I don't like being wrong.
You researched it?
So I freeze framed it, and I was like, that's a tattoo. But it's so misshapen. I was like, what is it of? So I DM'd him. I slid into Andrew's DMs. I'm like, hey, I'm about to do this show. Is that a tattoo? And he was like, yeah, but it's been lasered off.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I couldn't make out what it was, because I was up at the screen, like, looking at his butt, like, what is it?
I'm like, are those the ticks?
What is it of? Yeah, I was like, what is that? Is that dirt? Is that a tattoo? Okay. But moving on. Andrew's on his tummy, and Elizabeth is literally spreading open.
Man, wide open. Oh.
His butt cheeks. While the medic, which is a man this time, with a really nice accent. I really liked his accent. Opening up the cheeks. And I would just like to point out one thing before we move forward, Debbie. Nobody was wearing freaking fracking gloves.
I know. Oh.
Why wasn't she wearing gloves? Why wasn't the medic wearing gloves? If that was my butt, I'd be like, excuse me, I really don't mind you, getting all up in my butt, but could you at least put some gloves on?
I mean, it was already infected. Oh, I don't know. I actually he had gloves in the beginning, didn't he?
Not in the beginning. At the end, at some point. And then he's like, oh, yeah, this is not going to be good for you. So he does put gloves on, but I'm talking about in the very beginning. She's holding it open. He's doing the examining.
Yeah.
He doesn't put gloves on until he starts, squeezing the sores. But they should have had gloves on from the get-go. That's just wrong.
They should have.
That's my rant. So he's laying on his tummy, and he's like, you have MRSA, could get into your bloodstream. And the way that Andrew screams out in pain. He was literally biting. I don't know if you caught it, but he was biting the bag. Mm-hmm. Like as like they did in the olden days. He's like, and he's holding it down, while he screams. Andrew, I love Andrew. He did not show a lot of skills on this show. I'm sorry, but he didn't. Or when I say he didn't, they did not show any editing-wise. But because of that, of him laying down, having this man squeeze tick bites out of his butt. I mean, he is legendary to me.
Yeah, and that was a cry out pain, like, I don't know. When they're in there and they reach the cervix. You know, and it don't feel right. It don't feel right kind of pain. Oh.
Yeah.
I felt that.
It was miserable.
I felt that.
They made the show a lot about his tick bites, which they should have, because it was entertaining. I hate that it was entertaining. Yeah. But that's why they go on the show. That's what Naked and Afraid is. Mm-hmm. You're putting yourself out there, ticks, scorpions, and like you said, I mean, you felt bad for him. You couldn't help but feel bad for him.
I did. Both of them. Of all the things that could take you out, bugs. Like how they said bugs. Terrible.
That prior night, because I skipped over it, that prior night, she got bit by a scorpion.
Mm-hmm. Well, she never.
And how do you think she took it?
I know, it's like, I couldn't even imagine. Remember I had that one place, I had scorpions that would bite the dog? Mm-hmm. And these are African scorpions.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's so painful. So painful.
I don't understand why she didn't call a medic that night. You get bit by... I mean, these are mistakes I think they're making. Mm-hmm. She got bit by the scorpion. They did not search for the scorpion for a long time. Mm-hmm. In another episode, someone got bit by a scorpion, and they searched for it right away, because if it's a poisonous scorpion that's deadly, you need to know. So she didn't do that. She just dealt with it. And I understand being a bad A, Elizabeth, but you can't be a dumb bad A. Watch out for your life. Mm-hmm. You should have called a medic that night.
Yeah.
And she kind of said it in there. She didn't call herself dumb, but she said, lesson learned, next time you get bit by a scorpion, call the medic right away. Why do I have to tell you that? I mean, why am I more of an expert than them out there?
Right.
When you call a medic?
If I knew, if I knew there was, deadly scorpions, yeah. I think I got bit by a scorpion. Medic, come on over.
Exactly.
Hello, medic.
Medic.
Yeah. Right away.
Right away. So they get tapped out. Both of them get medically tapped. Andrew's coming back. I don't know what's going on with Elizabeth. I don't know if she wants to come back. So I really haven't kept up with Elizabeth, because I don't know if Elizabeth has any desires to come back on the show. We're watching this show. We're rating this show because of Andrew. Andrew did not show a lot of survival skills. Do I think he has them? Yes. Do I think being a cheerleader helps you being a survivalist? Not so much.
No.
What do you think of Andrew?
I'm sorry. I was trying to think of what I had at that point. No, I had one time. I was thinking, do you think you could be a survivalist?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. But I can tell you how to be one. Those who can't do, teach.
Yeah.
Listen, when the Black Cowboy asked me if I had turned in my application, there is absolutely no way I would be on that show. However, if they want to put me on the show to make fun of me, because as soon as I get naked and take 5 steps, I'm going to say, I changed my mind. If they want somebody on the show to do that, I will gladly do that, because there's no way I would die.
Yeah.
Do you think Andrew has what it takes to be a survivalist?
I think so. I think we didn't get a chance to see a lot. I think they succeeded. Basically, I mean, they were out there, 13 days?
Yes.
They ate. They had a fire. He conquered, the dehydration. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen that be a task for a lot of other contestants, or how do you say it?
Yeah. I call them contestants.
A lot of other contestants. I don't think they did that bad. And I think more it's, the teamwork, or, maybe the cheerleader thing, does help you. Mm-hmm. Being a team player. At the beginning, the voiceover. Yes. The voiceover, the guy says he's known for his cheerleading.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, and they actually put that on. He's like, his cheerleading abilities will help him. I'm like, come on now.
I was like, is that a joke, or were they being serious?
I'm really good at this normally, but I'm not right now. I'm not going to fact check this. Didn't Andrew say being a cheerleader is harder than being out in Africa or something like that in the beginning? Like, being a cheerleader is really hard. And I was a cheerleader. I don't remember anything. And we got to remember, Andrew, I love you, but you're 40 years old. Back in the day when you were a cheerleader, it wasn't very, like, super competitive. You weren't doing, like, now there's, like, cheer moms and it's super, super strict. But I don't think it was like that back, then in the olden days when he was in school. Was it?
I wondered, too, like, is he one that, like, did flips, or did he throw girls because he hurt his hands?
He didn't do flips. I saw that cartwheel. There ain't no way that boy was an acrobatic cheerleader.
He must have been a thrower, because he threw, at the worms.
Yeah. I don't know what he was. Like, he was a person holding, the girls at the bottom. I don't know. But I don't think his... Yeah. I don't want to say his cheerleading capabilities did not help him. But what I want to see in his next episode is I really want to see him being challenged. And I'm not saying he wasn't challenged in this episode, but the editing was probably cut out because someone caught something with bones in it and they were eating it. And we never saw that. That's a fact.
Yeah, it was a bone.
It had to be a bone.
It was a bone. Yeah. She was going to town.
So I'm glad he's coming back. He was memorable because of his, 2 people in the butt, no gloves on, getting, bit by ticks. It was very memorable. It was a great show. I love his smile. I do love his personality. I think he has a great cheer personality. But I want to see him get down and dirty. And I want to see him, like, kill a snake. I want to see him, set a trap. And I just want to see him get a little bit more aggressive in the wild.
Look at me, Dad. I'm naked.
Yes.
Did you see that? Or no, he says his dad said, "Why are you naked?"
Yeah, like, I think Andrew's great. I cannot wait to see him on the next episode. I would love to come up with, like, 5 questions to ask him. He said he would answer any questions that we wanted. So my first question is going to be, what was that tattoo of and why are you getting it removed? Because why are you getting it removed? Do you not like it? Like, was it a bad tattoo? I want to know what it says. It's driving me crazy.
What did it say?
What's tattooed above Andrew's butt? That's my main question. Do you have any questions that you might want to think of to ask him?
I was thinking if I was their parents, I would have been proud of them. I think they went out there and did the best they could. And I would like to see him come back. Like how you say, and be challenged and do a little more.
Yes.
So my question would be, I guess something like if he had to run into another animal. If he had to run into an animal, what kind of animal would it be, and how would he approach it? You know what I mean?
I don't want to run into any animals. I mean, none. And that is why I'm not on Naked and Afraid. I don't know what kind of question that is, Debbie. What kind of animal do you want to possibly, fight your life for?
What kind of animal? Yeah.
A toucan. I mean, nobody wants to go for an animal. If we get a chance to talk to Andrew, you better not ask no dumb question like that. Ask him something juicy, like, is he still single? Because remember in the episode he said he's single and ready to mingle? I wonder if he's still single. Something like that. Something juicy. Let's get into the pits of their lives and make them uncomfortable.
Oh, I thought you meant about the show. Oh, yeah, you were all up in there about the tattoo.
Yeah, let's find something juicy to ask him, Debbie. Get it together. I want the dirt. And I think me and Andrew could be, like, totally chatty catties. Like, he just sings, and I would be the same way. I can't wait to meet these people.
I would maybe say, can you give me a cheer? What was your favorite cheer?
I just snorted again. I hate it when you make me snort. That's a really good question.
Can you give me a cheer? I thought he was gonna do one on the I don't know.
I thought he was too.
Yeah.
You're right. I totally want to see. And you know what? They didn't show him in his cheerleading uniform on the show, and I don't understand why they didn't do that. Why they didn't show any, photos of him in his cheerleading uniform. But yes, we need a cheer. That's the perfect question. Let's see a cheer. Because your cartwheel was not on point. I need to see some round offs, some toe touches. I need to see something. I need some evidence that you were a cheerleader. You could be like that senator guy just making stuff up. I was a cheerleader and never was. Yeah, now we need proof. Now I'm on the theory.
We need proof.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. But super excited about the new season. If you are listening, make sure you stay tuned because we are going to do every episode coming up when the new season starts, and we're going to try to do them on time. Right, Debbie?
Right. We'll be here.
We're going to be here watching a new episode right along with you. We're super excited. We love Naked and Afraid. We love you. And I'm out.
Peace out.
Peace out. Hey guys, guess what? We totally got an interview with the one and only Andrew Shayde. Unfortunately, I got so nervous, I forgot to ask what the tattoo was. Oh, I can't believe it because I was so excited and so nervous. But here it comes. Check out Naked and Afraid's very own Andrew Shayde on Oh Heck Nah, a Naked and Afraid podcast. Let's hear what he has to say. I guarantee you it's going to be juicy.
Let me bring you away. Let me do it. I do it for you tonight. I'm let you live.
Hey everybody, it's Malu Beyonce and
Debbie V.
And we have a special guest. It is Andrew Shayde. Ready? Okay. I'm so excited.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's talk about some fun stuff.
Okay,
Yay!
well, it's Andrew Shayde, and he has on suspenders like he did in his first episode.
Both episodes. I wore them in my new one too.
Oh, you just gave away a secret.
No, total secret. Yeah, I brought them to Africa the second time, and they were going through my clothes, the producer trying to pick out what I was going to wear for the beginning. And I was like, I did wear suspenders on the first one, so I brought some just in case. And they were like, you were definitely going to wear them again then.
Are you impressed? I remember that.
I am, yeah.
Because I'm totally obsessed with you. I have to get this out of the way first. That was my little cheer to my old cheerleading days. And I have to ask you a question. Don't get offended.
Yep.
Are you really a cheerleader?
I was. The funny thing is, I'm an older guy now. I was a cheerleader and coach for 14 years, but not recently. Like I'm grown. I've aged. But of course, is one of the things that they asked me a little bit about out there because I think that's kind of part of my personality. Like in spirit, I'm just always kind of a cheerleader. Like always a little peppy. So they asked me a lot about it while we were out in Africa, my first challenge. And
why no pictures?
What's that?
Why no pictures?
No pictures. We didn't see any pictures.
That's a good question. I don't. Maybe I just didn't submit any, but there's a million out there. I have videos of me at cheerleading nationals, and my teams have been on ESPN a couple times. I was like the super competitive cheerleader, for a long time, and then coached All-Stars, and I even coached college years afwards. But
now I feel a little guilty for making fun of you in our podcast about being a cheerleader because you seemed really proud of it, and I did make fun of your cartwheel.
Okay, so listen to this. Okay, so the story behind that. They asked me to do a cheer or a cartwheel, and I was like, or a tumble. And I was like, I'm not going to do a cheer. I just felt I felt too old. But I was like, I used to tumble. I used to be an incredible tumbler back in my day, but I haven't tumbled in 15 years. So I was like, I guess I'll do a cartwheel. I haven't done one of those in 15 years either, but I did it. And if you really, really pay attention in that first challenge, when it's kind of my introduction section, I do a cartwheel and then quickly grab the back of my hamstring because and it hurt.
Are you serious?
If you watch, it was like a 0.2 of a second where I like grabbed my leg and I limped for like 2 days. And I was mortified because I used to be the real deal. I've been on ESPN. And then I was like, that was my sign. I was like, this is it. These are my end days. I'm old. I'm dead. I can't even cartwheel anymore. Like,
you're not old. You're a bad A. You know it. So, Debbie, what you got for them?
That is true, though. I did cartwheels all the time. And I think 20 years later, I tried to do a cartwheel. Oh, man. It was not easy. Yeah. I'm like,
my ego was just because I'll still get, my sister and I will go to like the swimming pool or something, and I'll do some crazy tricks off the diving board. I'm pretty good still on a trampoline, but man, on the ground, that's a different ballgame now that I've aged.
Yes. Okay. So I'll start with a question.
Yeah.
My first question I wanted to ask, and I was telling Malu today because I was a little hungry earlier, and I was thinking, how 21 days, first of all, and I don't know how many days you went without eating. 13. Oh,
Well,
13 whole
was,
days.
13 was my full challenge, but
So do you think it's harder to be starving or naked? That's what I want to know. Like what's the real
probably naked. Not because I'm like, oh, I'm so ashamed or embarrassed. I don't care about that. You get out there, and even if you've never been naked in public, after an hour, it's the last thing on your mind. I get so frustrated when I talk with people about Naked and Afraid. People are like, oh, this is my friend Andrew. I'll be in a bar. This is my friend Andrew. He's on Naked and Afraid. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
The first thing everyone always says is, you were naked? What it's like to be naked? Everything's just naked. And I'm like,
right.
I killed and ate a snake. I smeared its blood on my face. I was haunted and taunted by a baboon at night. On this most recent challenge, I walk up to a family of giraffe. Like, I've done all these amazing things, and all people want to talk about is,
are you naked? Yeah. And I always think about that, like no food. Like, oh my gosh, they have not ate. Just
look, I'm an eater, so like for me to go without food is hard. But I think it's the naked part. Again, not because it's nudity. I don't care. Who cares? We all got a body. We all got a butt. Who cares?
Right.
But it's the sunburn, the windburn, the chills at night, the bugs having full access to your skin. So that's why I think it's the naked part. It's just everything that your skin's not accustomed to.
Exactly. And talking about being naked and eating, I want to know what the hell Elizabeth was eating when you were getting your butt examined the first time. Because she's right next to your butt, chewing on something that looked like a chicken wing. And me and Debbie have a debate on if that was a chicken wing or not. But what was she eating?
We definitely didn't have chicken out there, so it wasn't chicken wing. I'm trying to think what that could have been. It was either snake bones. We had wild spinach that we could pick and eat every day. Which didn't taste too bad, actually. And we had something called Malolo fruit or Marulo fruit, which is like these kind of like they look like little baby mandarin oranges, maybe. But the center is like this hard pit, like this hard shell. So we actually ate the rind. Could you imagine like eating an orange at home and eating the rind? Like we did that out there just as extra substance in your stomach. But all you could really do is kind of suck on that seed. It had a little bit of pulp on the outside. So like you could just kind of get those vitamins and that sugar just by kind of sucking in a little bit of that juice, and you spit this pit out. And you could crack that open. There's another teeny little nut inside. But honestly, she's probably flossing with a stick or a little piece of
She was like, there's something in his butt, all right. Yum, 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 yum.
I'll tell you.
Days. I was like, was that a bone?
And see, I thought, I just spit really big. I thought that it had to be something that you killed with a deadfall or something that they just didn't show, because I know you have way more skills. And I was like, he definitely did more and they just didn't show it. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of things, and it makes sense. You have to bring all these days in our circumstance, 13 days, and down to like 43 minutes is the average hour-long TV shows. 43 minutes of footage. So a lot of it's cut out, and that makes sense, of course. But I think all the big stuff they really did put in there, our snake and the clams, which were awful for me. I don't eat seafood at home. Like if I were to eat a clam here, cooked and prepared in butter and salt and pepper, I would still dry heave just like I did out there.
Right.
But why did you chew it? Why didn't you just swallow the clam?
You are so right. It just took me a minute to get there and to figure that out. I thought, because some people will get out there and I'm a vegetarian or that looks gross, I won't eat that. I won't do that out there. That's a survival situation. If you have the opportunity to eat something, you're a moron not to eat it. But so I was going to eat it no matter what, even though the thought grossed me out. But at first I thought I'll just chew it fast and go. Couldn't do that. So then I did. Well, you're right. I chopped it in these itty bitty tiny pieces and just swallowed them down.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
It was like,
I called you out.
A minute.
It's a gift now. So if anything ever grosses you out, I want you all out there to use the gift of me going.
Yes.
I sent it to my friends without me.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
Yes.
I have, only because I really want to know what happened. I have a question. Can we get an update on the tick situation and how that ended?
Is your butt healed?
Yeah. So kind of the longer story of that is I started feeling that pain right below my coccyx. That's your tailbone. So your butt cheeks go into the top of your butt crack, right? And that's where your tailbone sits. And it was really at the top of that. So people think it wasn't my anus. It wasn't my butthole. It was right
at the
below
top.
It was at the very top. So it didn't touch the really sensitive skin. Man, we're getting personal on this. And but I felt sore pretty early on, and I actually had Elizabeth look at it, my partner, after a day or two. She did at the time at-home care, so she would go in to work with the elderly in their homes, and so she's
nice.
all kinds of things, and she's a total badass. And she and I, when you're out there, you and your partner get so close so fast. Out in the real world, I've been with my boyfriend for over 2 years. I still will not fart in front of him. I won't do it. I just won't do it. But out there, I'm just letting him rip in front of Elizabeth, who cares? Because we're disgusting. And so who cares when you're out there? But so she actually checked me out and said it looked like a bed sore. And then the medic checked it out and said it looks like a spider bite. And then days later, it continued to hurt. So the medic looked again and said, there's ticks, 3 of them. And I think I actually got bit by a spider, which softened the tissue, which released, I don't know, human smell. Mm-hmm. And the ticks were like, we're moving in. And that's what I think.
Oh my gosh.
Which makes it worse, probably. But then afterwards, they had to lance me open with a scalpel and scrape out the infection, which is
I figured, I'm he had more done. Yeah.
It's just like I compare it to getting a bullet cut out of you if you were shot in the Wild West, right? You just lay down. The medic literally told me, get a stick, bite down on it, because this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be that bad. And it was the most painful thing you could ever imagine. I actually think I did a good job of keeping myself composed, because most people would have jumped up and run away in the jungle because it hurt so bad. But once he kind of got it scraped out, it felt fine. It relieved that pressure pain. And I was like, all right, let's go. Let's go to day 21. I'm ready to kick some butt.
We wonder why you didn't argue with them, why you didn't try to stay.
I did a little bit, something that they don't show. But you're told at the beginning, medic has full say, and arguing will not help you ever, unfortunately. And I get that too. That makes sense. Discovery Channel does not want to lose someone out there, and it could happen. That's why the medics are there. The environment can be dangerous. So I absolutely understand. I hold no remorse toward my medic or Discovery Channel. I don't want to die out there either. I want to come back and have another adventure, which I did.
Exactly. And we're so happy you did. Well, let's see. What's worse, you think? EJ getting surgery on his testicles or the tick extraction? What do you think is worse?
I'm gonna go. I think I got him beat. I think it was getting cut open. Now he was sewn closed.
Right.
Those are sutures. It wasn't easy. It wasn't painless. Trust me, that was brutal. And actually, on his very first challenge, he'd have a super painful lancing on his foot. So EJ is I think EJ and I are maybe neck and neck on this pain threshold. There's been all kinds of injuries out there, but I do think EJ and I are up at the top tier of that for what we actually have to go through. He's a beast, and I love him. But I'm
gonna give it to you because you're right. Cutting open and closing are two different things, and us being women, things coming out, we know that's harder than just sewing something up. So I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah,
they're both sensitive areas. Oh my goodness.
No.
It's so frustrating because then after all my experiences out there killing and gutting and eating the snake and all these fun things I did, stared down crocodiles, things you didn't even get to see. And the one thing that everybody knows me about is, oh, you're the butt tick guy. Like it literally, that night on Twitter, hashtag butt tick went viral for a little bit. I was on E-Pop News and a lot of those entertainment news shows basically saying, what a dumbass for going in the wild and getting ticked in his butt.
Well, that was actually one of my next questions. And it was supposed to be Debbie, but this goes right into it. And then I'll let Debbie go. Do you think you were robbed because they focused so much on the butt tick? Because, or are you happy with it? Because it was great TV. It's hard to.
You know, I'm all about telling the story. I signed up for this. I signed up for whatever happens out there. I understand that could be on TV, and I'm fine with that. I do wish every once in a while, which you all have done tonight, and I love y'all for that, ask me about other parts of the challenge and not But I get it. I mean, I watched it like this from home. We knew what happened, you know. I tried to brace my family for what they were about to see on TV. But my funny story is when I finally got home from Africa, which was a big to-do anyways, because airports were closing and COVID was hitting at the time that we filmed. I got home. My parents picked me up at the airport and brought me home, and they had ordered my favorite meal, and we were going to have this like sit down like family. I'm home. What happened? And so my mom, who was a former nurse my whole life. So let me see the tick bite. Let me see it. And I was like, you're not going to see it. And you know how moms are. She's like, get up. Let me see it, you know.
Yes.
She pulled my drawers. Now I just showered. I was clean as could be. And she pulled my little drawers down and became a nurse. I was like, get out. Weirdo. You know, she's like, no, it looks fine. My country mom. I was like, oh my God.
But that's why you're so great. I mean, I'm serious. Parents like that is what makes kids so great. So props to your mama.
She would have made sure I was okay. That was out of love. But, you know, I was just embarrassed. Turned red.
Oh, my gosh. What did your dad say? Because, you know, your dad would be like, Debbie loved that in the video.
Was he proud? Oh, yeah. When you said, son, why are you naked?
Which he really did say. He was super proud of me, and especially after finally get to see the episode. You know, he's very cool and collected. He's brilliant, smart. But he came up to me, he's like, I'm so proud of you. And he got me this shirt. He got me this shirt made that I still have for the rest of my life. It says "Badass like my dad." And he gave to me, and it was worth $1 million to me.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry I took your thunder, Debbie, but I just had to ask about that. Go ahead.
That's okay. Well, I had one serious question. I had also seen, along with the comic book writer, that you're a director at the shelter for you shelter.
Yeah.
I find amazing. I so applaud you for that. And then you mentioned in the interview on the news, you know, you just for that moment you could see you could feel their struggles and what they go through. Do you think that inspired you out there to like want to try to make it till the end, or in any way? Like, I mean, if anything, no, I'm not comparing signing up for Naked and Afraid to being homeless. Those aren't right.
But what I meant was, you know, to be at the whim of all the things around you that you can't control.
Right.
And kids that are homeless. If you don't know, I run an emergency shelter for kids in Central Kentucky, and I'm a development director there. So I kind of do grants and fundraising events, but the kids are around all the time, and they're goofy and fun and awesome. And but to when you're sleeping on the ground and you realize that, oh no, it's going to be a cold night tonight, or the rain's coming, or this, like it was a series of fears that I've never had before, because I sleep in my warm bed under this with the heat on. But all of a sudden, those elements that these kids and anyone who's experiencing homelessness faces all the time, that was eye-opening to me, because if you're not able to sleep because it's cold or raining or this or that, man, that lack of sleep will mess you up, and do it real fast. It's one of the things that I think Naked and Afraid doesn't touch on enough. They always talk about dehydration, not eating, bugs. The one thing they don't talk about is people's inability to sleep out there on the ground. You're constantly worried about what's out there that might want to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And especially in Africa, the predators are everywhere. You would hear hyenas literally walking around us at night, or baboons, or on my most recent challenge, lions and hippos, literally right outside our shelter. And so how the hell are you going to go to sleep when something that wants to eat you is 8 feet away without
you're like this all night.
Cage? Like, it's terrifying. You can't go back to sleep once you feel like you're being hunted. And of course, the weather, you're sitting there shivering, freezing cold, you can't sleep. And anyone will tell you, if you've ever had a night where you were stressed out or something else was going on, you just couldn't sleep, that next day you were foggy. But then try to do it 4 or 5 or 6 days in a row, and you literally start to hallucinate or see things or sink into depression, maybe like you've never had ever. Lack of sleep will mess you up.
I agree. Wasn't Chris James your partner for this next one?
Yeah, on my newest challenge,
Okay.
Mr. James came back he was in the desert in Mexico on his
Baja. And he suffered from sleep deprivation, and I really think that's what led him to tap. And I said he had mental challenges out there from lack of sleep. So, I mean, they don't talk about it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not at all. People always want to know like what it's like to be on Naked and Afraid. And I'm like, you know what? You can do an easy version. Just go sit outside in your backyard and in the cold and just stay awake all night and then see how you feel the next day. And that's a pretty tame version. Your backyard's probably, I'm assuming, pretty safe. It may be cold, but just go back there and just try to stay awake all night long and then see how you feel at 9 a.m. And that's about 8% of what Naked and Afraid is.
Oh, wow.
Okay, can I share a story with you, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in Texas, and there was like this huge cold freeze, a couple months back before Christmas. And I wanted to go to the gas station to fill up my gas container for my generator. And it's freezing, and I'm out there, and my hands are freezing, and this is right after frozen, and I could not get the gas container off. And there's no one around. Finally, 2 guys show up. One guy goes inside, and I ask him, hey, can you, help me take off this gas lid? And he looked at me, and he said that he didn't speak English. And then I started trying to explain to him, I'm so freezing, my hands, I can't feel. I'm trying to explain to him in English, what I needed. And then I said, what am I doing? I speak Spanish. And I started talking to him in Spanish. But when you're cold and your faculties are not all there, you really get dumb. I was like, yeah, I speak Spanish.
Right. I noticed that, when you get to see your challenge finally on TV, the clips that they use, just like words that we use, or I would stutter over something, or somehow I would phrase something like I would never say it that way at home. But it's because your brain is operating much slower than it normally does. So sometimes people say something goofy or get a word wrong, and it's not that they're uneducated or what. It's because your brain just literally fires on only a few cylinders out there when you're malnourished and not sleeping good.
Oh my goodness. And I was only outside for 10 minutes. I can't even imagine being outside for 21 days. Forget that. Mm-hmm. Armchair survivalist, right, Debbie?
Yeah, they did show a day too. You could tell like it, things were getting to you guys, eventually. And I don't know what happened that day. And I told Malu, and I'm like, it looked like a rough day. Like you guys even looked more dirty or covered with dirt. I'm like, they had a stressful day. When they went to that clip, I was like,
and I don't have notes, but Andrew, I want to give you props because what she's talking about is when Elizabeth said something like, my mother could do anything, she's a bad A.
That day.
And you were like, so can her daughter. And it was so touching.
Oh, yeah.
And awesome. Y'all have a lifelong friendship, don't you?
Absolutely, for sure. I would trust her with anything. If she, I don't know how to put that word. If she had a knife to my throat, I would be zero worry. I would literally trust her with my entire life forever. And that is an incredible experience out there, especially because not everyone gets that. I know everyone gets out there and doesn't always get along.
Right.
I was blessed to get along as well as I did with Elizabeth. And we both had down moments for sure. I remember on day 3 or 4, she was kind of laying down and I said, hey, I know what you're feeling. I'm feeling it too. Because in some of the earlier days, your body kind of goes into this shock. When you're eating at home and sleeping in a comfortable bed, and then all of a sudden you go out to the wild, sometimes on these challenges, day 4, 5, and 6 are way harder than day 18, 19, 20, because your body is in this shock. It's in this
yeah.
Right? We're not eating, we're not sleeping, what's going on? And eventually you kind of like calm down, and then you can ride that out to your end of your challenge. But it is often said by a lot of people that have done this challenge that days 4, 5, and 6 is when the most people are like, I want to tap out and out. And it's because that initial shock on your body. And I know one time she was struggling kind of in one of those days. And I said, I'm with you. You're not alone. I said, I'm going to give you, 15 minutes. and have all these feelings. And then I want you to get up and we got work to do. Do you hear me? And her face was covered and she was like this. No, I was like, all right, girl, we got you. But she also lifted me up just as much as I did her. And that's why I think we did so well. One of the frustrating things about being med tapped, at least in our case, with my infection and her scorpion sting, is, of course, you get to talk to the crew once you leave. And they all said, we knew you all were going to make it to 21. We knew it. Everyone placed their bets. Because we had fruit stored, we had found cactus that we could eat every day. Wild spinach was growing during that season in enough abundance that we could find it every day. So we knew we were going to make it to 21. And
that was one of my questions. Without, the ticks or the scorpion, do you guys think you could have made it held out? Oh.
Absolutely, without question. We had planned out our schedule for the next week to the end. And so that's why it extra hurt when we were med tapped.
Tough call.
We had it. It was there. It wasn't like, we probably would have quit a couple days anyway. It was like we had this clear path and we saw it. And so that hurt. But
and I loved her too. And I had told Malu, I've seen tons of episodes, and I said, and I thought they had great chemistry. They laughed, had a sense of humor. Taking a bath. I was like, I love this episode. Yeah, I think she was great. Yeah, she was great too.
Our first night out there, one of my favorite parts of doing these challenges is sitting by the fire at night and just talking and getting to know these complete strangers. You talk about everything, mostly because you can't sleep. So, and in Africa, we have to stay in our boma at night. So you can't just I'm just going to go sit by the river. I'm just going to go walk over there. At night, you're in a cage together for almost 12 hours because you can't leave or the animals will literally kill you. So you're forced to sit to my partner Elizabeth's the first time, or Christopher James my second time. And all you have time to do is talk and get to know each other. And so we'd ask questions, some of the most intimate things of our lives you get to know. And these are two people that I would literally die for. And I think vice versa to this day. So that's really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she told me on our first night, I asked her, are you dating anybody back home? And she's like, no. And she said, yeah, I've kind of talked to somebody. And she said, do you see anybody? It's like, no, not really. I said, I am gay though. And she goes, I knew. And I was like, oh, you did? I was like, when did you know? And she goes, I knew the second you opened your mouth. And I was like, okay.
That's the theme of our whole podcast. I list 4 things. We knew Andrew Shayde was gay when this, the second reason, the third. I mean, that's the whole thing because you're adorable. We knew.
Yeah.
And very proud of it. I don't want to say that I like you more than Jake, but the suspenders, mean, you're winning me over.
No one can be Jake Nodar. He is a god and naked and afraid.
You're winning me over.
And he's it's like talking to Tom Cruise to me. He's such a celebrity in my eyes. But he's hysterical. He's funnier, I think, even in real life than on the show. That's just who he is. But yeah, it was such a cool experience. Elizabeth told me out there, she said, she said when she was in high school, she said, I was always the girl that just went out and collected all my friends were the alternative kids and the theater kids and the gay kids. And I was just always felt like I was the mama bear of all the outcast kids. And I was like, that's not cool. I'm so gay.
Was she okay? Was she okay with her scorpion bite?
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. There was thankfully no after effects with her. And same for me. They put me in antibiotics right away and I had no after effects or issues at all. I did go back to my doctor once I got back to Kentucky and told my doctor, I was like, I need a checkup on a tick bite. He's like, okay. I was like, on my butt crack. And he's like, hey, what? I was like, I was naked in Africa for 2 weeks. Blah, blah. He's like, you were what? So I went in and he's the funniest guy. He was like, you did what? You did Naked and Afraid? You signed up for that? You were he was like, you're an idiot. And I was like, oh no.
So when you go to bars, do people recognize you now or do you like it?
Yeah, sometimes. I live in kind of a smaller town, I suppose. So people around here generally know. Most people don't bring it up because they don't want to bug me, I guess. But yeah, definitely some people like, oh, were you on Naked and Afraid? And it's like, yeah. And they'll always say, oh, what about those ticks? I hear tick jokes about everything.
Oh, I bet.
Imagine, oh, I bet you were ticked off. Oh, you got out of here just in the tick of time. And actually my friend owned a bar here that we like to frequent. And when I go in there, she'll play on the jukebox that country song, I want to check you for ticks. You ever heard that song?
Oh my gosh.
But, I love it. It's part of the story. I find it super funny. I love that other people find it funny. Who cares? Live it up,
We find the fact that you had to tell you were gay more funny. We felt bad for you about the ticks. So, yeah. I mean, because I know you're capable. Like, I'm going to make a prediction that I'm really good at football predictions because I have a minor in psychology and I'm an expert armchair survivalist. And I'm just an expert at everything that I can't do myself. And I'm going to make a prediction that you are going to kill it on the next season. Because y'all are kind of the underdogs. Y'all are both together. Y'all both have a mission, and your self-esteem needs this win. Nothing's going to hold you back. And you're with a bad A. You have two bad A's who didn't get to show off what they had the first time. I'm pumping you up, Andrew. Get pumped up because I know you're going to do it.
We're excited. We're so excited.
I love it. Yeah, when we first went out there, and I hope I don't get in trouble for even saying this, Chris and I had these conversations about, on night 1 and night 2, I was in South Africa both times. So I kind of had this, I call it home court advantage, that I got to be in near the same location both times. But we had these conversations, like what it felt like to not finish the first time, and how do we overcome that, and how do we avoid the same issues that we had prior, and not make the same mistakes. I didn't almost set my shelter on fire the second time because I learned. We did make fun of you
on that one.
Yeah, I make fun of myself. But yeah, I will say, like, anyone that loves survivalism or just being in outdoors, hiking, backpacking, camping, there is no greater teacher. Whether you watch 1,000 YouTube videos or read every survival book, there's no greater teacher than being freaking out there and actually doing it. Yeah. And now I can say I've been out there twice, and the things that I have learned firsthand when it counts the most have been unbelievable, and way more things than I learned in years in Boy Scouts.
Yeah. And so you feel like you're a little more prepared this time, or not? Like a different area?
More prepared as far as just like general knowledge for sure, and experience. I was more scared the second time, because the second time I knew it was going to be hard the first time. I knew it was going to be hard. But until you go through it, you don't know how hard. So going to the second time was like, oh, shit.
Like,
here we go again. Yeah. And so I knew what hunger truly felt like, and I knew what sleep deprivation felt like, and the elements. And, my second challenge, it got way colder. There was no vegetation, nothing that we could forage to eat. So my second challenge is exceptionally more difficult than the first.
Okay, don't tell me the answer to this, because I don't want to know. But let me tell you, but this is when you said that, all I could think was, did y'all cuddle? Because, his cuddle game was completely off. And now I just cannot handle it. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see it.
Yes, this is an important piece of cuddling. And this is the ongoing, people always say, why didn't you cuddle? Cuddling only works if you don't have fire. Okay, now here's why. Now say this is, okay, my hand's the fire, right? Mm-hmm. Now someone's gonna lay here. They're gonna have the fire next to them. Okay, that's a good spot. Then who's gonna lay here? Then they get no fire heat at all, because this person is blocking them. Okay, so this person is screwed when you have a fire. So if you have a fire, you just want to lay here and your partner here, because the fire is 100 times more warm than body heat. So cuddling does work in a survival situation if you're unable to make fire. If you're able to make fire, you should both be as close to those flames as possible. Bam.
Wow, learned something today.
So Brandon lied to me back in high school.
But I'm just
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Brandon, you dog. But also, Chris, who is my brother forever. He has RLS. He has restless leg
syndrome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he really doesn't even cuddle at home because he can't. Because he'll
he said
that leg shake, and which would keep your partner from being able to sleep as well. So that was also a piece of that I don't think they ever mentioned on his challenge. He may not have mentioned that at all.
No, he did mention it.
Oh, he did.
And
Okay.
I called him out on it because when your wife gives you permission to cuddle strange, you take it. And so his wife personally reached out to me and said, thank you for getting on to him.
Yeah. But Chris and I had this conversation too. If the situation calls for it while we're here, we were going to cuddle. And he said, absolutely. If that's what it takes to survive, you're going to do anything. So he's not above it. He doesn't think it's stupid. He just has to do it if the situation requires it. He's ready to do it.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for this time. Debbie, you have anything else? I have one more question, but I'm going to wait till the very end.
I do have one more question. And I don't know if it's something you talk about or when do they come and ask you if you want to do another show? Or is it something like you're on board with if they ever want to come ask you, or how did that go?
Yeah, you generally get an email that says, do you want to go again?
Oh.
And then when you open that one, it's like, whoop, and you see it and read it, you just get kind of lightheaded. It's kind of like, oh God.
What did your partner say? Was your partner like, do it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. My boyfriend's super supportive. It was tricky for us because on my second challenge, we've just bought a house. We haven't been here that long. And
congrats.
Thank you. I'm in it right now. And the day that we got the keys to the house is the day I flew to Africa. We had all of our belongings that we'd ever owned, all our furniture, all of my crap back here. All of it was in a truck out on the street. And he had to drive me to the airport, then get the keys and move all of our stuff in, decorate.
Oh my goodness.
And he moved here from another state, from Nashville. And so all of a sudden he's in a city he's never lived in a state he's never lived in. And I leave him for a month. And so, and my friends, my family, my parents, people came and helped, of course. But
he's sexy, by the way.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
I have checked out your social media, and y'all need to make sure that you follow Andrew because he's hot. His boyfriend is hot too. I've checked out the pictures.
He's laying over here on the couch right now.
He is up to par. I give you my thumb and my seal of approval because I was like, oh, check him out. Look at his outfit. And that's what I want to know. How do y'all get your style? Because I have no style. And you and your boyfriend are just styling it all up.
That's not true. First of all, your shirt is cute as can be. I've been wanting to comment on that.
Thank you.
I love it. I'm actually a terrible dresser. So so this is a true story. I'm going to go to wrap up. So we have all kinds of friends here. A lot of my friends are like hunters. I have like my redneck gay friends where we can hunt and go to the lake. But then I also have my fancy gay friends, and I'm not really a fancy gay. So I call them the Gucci gays because I think they're Gucci and Prada. And I was like, they're Gucci gays, but I'm like an Old Navy gay. Like, I don't have fancy clothes. So like, I have 2 news interviews tomorrow morning, and I'm already like, I don't know what I'm going to wear. I got like 3 T-shirts and
always look good. You always look good. I like the suspenders. We love you for being on the show. We thank you so much. I cannot wait to see it. I'm going to put it out there again.
Very excited.
On Valentine's Day, I'm going to put it out there that by the end of the next show, when they show it, I believe that Andrew is going to be a freaking legend. I just know it. He's going to make history, and he's going to be a freaking legend. Him and Chris. And
we can't wait.
It's the power of both of them, and I believe it. I believe it. He made it. I believe it.
I did bring a bow and arrow set on the second challenge, and that was really fun to play with.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Good. I know it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. Anything else before we go?
Nope. I think we're good. Thank you so much for meeting us. It was great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And good luck with your interviews tomorrow. And I just cannot wait. I love you. And this is Oh Heck Nah. And thank you again for Andrew Shayde being on the show. Peace.
Peace out.